How's it going, guys? I am the Cranky Yankee here, and this is going to be my first edition of Is It Real? And generally the answer of Is It Real is, It's generally what it is. But anyways, this is my cryptid series. So I chose one that I know of, that I've mentioned in one of my Civ 5 Let's Plays. It's Mokele Mbembe. I'm not great at pronouncing African words. I believe that, it's in Lingala. It means one who stops the flow of rivers. That is what the name means. This is from Wikipedia, by the way. I know Wikipedia is not exactly the most reputable, but I've read this through and it's a pretty good generalization of what it is believed to be, where it is, and how far back the history goes. So it's basically supposed to live in the Congo River basin. It's from the Congo. That's where the folklore comes from. It's supposedly, or most cryptozoologists believe it to be a sauropod, which would be like a brontosaurus or something of that effect. A big, tall, very long vegetarian dinosaur, basically. There has never been any expeditions that have been successful. There have been several that have been mounted into the Congo to try to find evidence of this creature, and none of them have been successful, which, surprise, surprise. Let's see what... They've been circulating for the last 200 years. I believe one of the first written reports from in a Western magazine or newspaper or whatever was in the 1700s, 1776 to be exact. So that's right around the exact same year that this country was founded. Well, this country being these United States that I live in. So it goes back a long time, over 200 years, almost 300 now, I think. Well, 250. According to the traditions of the Congo River, is a large territorial herbivore, said to dwell in Lake Tile, and the surrounding area, which is a large lake and river system that's very remote out in the jungles of the Congo. The earliest reference that might be relevant is from 1776, and it was from a book, The History of Loango, Kangonga, and Other Kingdoms in Africa, by a guy, Lévien Bonaventure Proyard, which is French. He was a French missionary in the Congo River. The interesting thing about it is that it was a book that wasn't like specifically about this creature. It said he had many observations of fauna and flora, native inhabitants, and different things that are now very well known and absolutely believed to be true, and we have evidence that they're real and they exist. He claimed to have seen enormous footprints in the region. Now, this is Africa. The one thing I think about this too is think of like what we believe a sauropod foot to look like. Doesn't it kind of look like an elephant foot? If he sees these really big footprints, doesn't technically it could have been an elephant? It is Africa after all. I'm not exactly sure if there's elephants in the Congo. I believe there is. However, they may be more common in the southern parts like Kenya and South Africa and whatnot. But I would be very shocked if there wasn't elephants. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. I need the glasses to read. But yeah, so it could have been elephants. Let's dig deeper and see what else we can find. They didn't witness the creature. Surprise, surprise. But it must have been monstrous. This is the marks of the claws were noted on the ground, and these formed a print about 3 feet in circumference. So 3 feet, that's actually about the size of an elephant. I mean, 3 feet, it's like 3 feet around. So I mean, you figure 3 feet around, that's probably about as big around as maybe smaller than my hands, but I mean, that's easily big enough to be an elephant. If anything, that might even be small for an elephant too. Although he does note claws. That's the interesting thing. Elephants don't have claws. We know that much. So the next two are from 1909. Another one is a Lieutenant Paul Gratz. He has an account of indigenous legends from the Congo River, which would be modern day Zambia. It's spoke of a creature known by native peoples as the Nansanga, which is said to inhabit the Lake Bangwelu region. And he described it as resembling a sauropod. So this is in a completely different country, a different part of Africa. Well, similar region or same kind of region, but a different country, a different area than what the first one was. Because I always remembered that original first one and always thought of it being in the Congo, but apparently they have ones from other ones too. He described it as resembling a sauropod. This is one of the earliest references linking an area legend with dinosaurs, and has been argued to describe the Mokele-like creature. So they think it could be the same creature or a similar species, maybe the same species, just different areas. We never know. In addition to hearing stories of the Nsanga Grat, was shown a hide which he was told belonged to the creature while visiting Mumbawala. Sorry, I'm really bad with pronunciations of these type. Like, if it's European if it's like German, French, Spanish, stuff like that, I'm pretty good. If it's African, and I thought you were holding Gideon for a second. I was gonna say, why the heck is my son awake? We have another one from 1909. It said another mention of a similar creature in Beasts and Men, and the autobiography of famed big game hunter Carl Hagenbeck. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be loud, it's just my voice here. He claimed to have heard from multiple independent sources about a creature living in the Congo region, which was described as half elephant, half dragon. That's a hell of a creature. That sounds like something from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Half elephant.
Would love that.
Hagrid would love it. That'd be right up Hagrid. That'd be like year 2 Care Magical Creatures. Giant elephant dragon thing. Oh, it's fine. He's just tickle under his chin. He'll be all right. He'll purr like a kitten. Naturalist Joseph Manges had also told Hagenbeck about an animal alleged to live in Africa, described as some kind of dinosaur, seemingly akin to Brontosaurus. Now, what I find interesting is that we've now found that there have been a lot of what is shaking my camera? Is it me? Is it you? No, it was me. Okay, it wasn't you. You're fine. Just keep eating. Sorry, Katie's sitting on the other side of the camera eating dinner. Here.
Hi.
Katie's here. So she's just sitting here listening to me babble on about mythical creatures.
It's interesting.
I feel like Newt Scamander. Care of Magic would be like, oh, fantastic beasts and where to find them. It'd be like fantastic beasts and where to hide from them. Another of Hagenbeck's sources, Hans Schomburg, which is German, pretty good at that one, asserted that while at Lake Bangweulu, which is from the other one, he noted a lack of it says hippopotami, but it's hippopotamuses. Hippopotami, I guess, is the plural, but basically there wasn't any hippos. His native guys informed him of a large hippo-killing creature that lived in Lake Bangweulu. However, as noted below, Schomburg thought that native testimony was sometimes unreliable. Well, I feel like the natives would know better or not if there's something in the lake that kills hippos. Now, let's keep in mind here that the hippo is the most dangerous animal in Africa. Surprisingly, yes, no, it's not lions, it's not crocodiles, it's not tigers, it's hippos. Hippos are really dangerous. Go to any zoo and talk to any zookeeper that works with hippos. They'll be like, oh yeah, no, this is the most dangerous animal in Africa. They kill more people a year in Africa than any other animal. So if there is an animal living in Africa that kills hippos, and here's the crazy part, everything that says it's a herbivore. So it's not eating the hippos, it's just killing them, probably because of territorial reasons. I don't know as though a brontosaurus could kill a hippo. Maybe. But
They could hit them, maybe.
yeah, stomp them maybe, but it's like,
I mean, that's pretty much what elephants do.
I feel like, yeah, but an elephant's a lot smaller than a brontosaurus.
Exactly. So if
Well,
they're
because,
bigger, they would do more damage.
if it's a large sauropod, right? Okay, you know what? Here, I have the magic of the internet. So while we're talking about this, I'm gonna look up something else. We're gonna look up the average size of a sauropod, because I'm guessing that I think they run between 20 and 70 feet long. So even a small sauropod's like 2 or 3 times the size of a hippo. A lot bigger than a hippo.
That would mean that they could do.
No,
more
my
damage.
point is, why would a brontosaurus even care about a hippo? if it's a 30, 40 foot brontosaurus, it's gonna basically be like a Great Dane and a Chihuahua. It's gonna look at the hippo and be like, whatever, I don't care. You're like the size of my foot. What are you gonna do? And it probably wouldn't even bother with the hippos, which is why I find that interesting. That
Maybe
particular
hippos
kind is
attack
interesting.
them for territory reasons.
I mean, it could be, but I just feel like, I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know. It just, but this is what happens when you get into the cryptids. I'm trying to make a video, and here I am ending up having a conversation with you about this, but whatever.
You're still having.
Man,
a
I'm just
conversation
teaching
with
her about this. I'm telling her about this. I'm not telling you guys. You guys are just listening.
But you're still teaching your viewers.
I'm trying to teach people. This is Wikipedia. It's not the most reputable source in the world. Wow, that's a hell of a German name right there. From 1913, we have a report that comes from the writings of. Ooh, that was really wobbly.
Sorry.
Captain Ludwig Freiherr von Stein zu Lausnitz.
That's a mouthful.
Man, I would hate to see that guy play hockey. They need to give him like 4 jerseys, just his whole name on there. Because his last name is Fer von Stein zu Lausnitz. That's his last name. His first name is just Ludwig. And I know that Freiherr is not his middle name because it's Freiherr von Stein. And because of the von, it means that that's like a... It's not a hyphen, but it's like a part of a last name. It's a surname, I guess, part of a surname. Anyway, this guy was ordered to conduct a survey of German colonies in what is now Cameroon. Which I believe Cameroon is, I want to say Western Africa. I want to say it's like on the west coast of Africa. Like Central Western Africa, maybe. I'm not great with my African geography. I know the Congo is about dead center. I know South Africa is literally at the southernmost tip. I know Egypt's like up in like the northeast part, and Morocco's up there, and there's like a bunch of like Ivory Coast, I think, is up. Cote d'Ivoire. What are you laughing at? She's laughing at me. Why? What? Guys, I'm not funny. I don't know why she laughs. I'm not a funny person at all. We are talking about a dinosaur here. This is very serious stuff, okay? This is a very serious topic, okay? There are dinosaurs living in Africa. And why am I not there riding them?
That kill hippos.
The hippo killers. The hippo killing. They're racist. They are racist against fat animals. Brought to you by Polar Pop. Sorry. This is why I can't do videos with her, guys. Like, as a side note, we got another snack crate today. Which is funny because I thought I canceled my subscription because I thought I was going to have to pay $20 a month, but they sent me another one and they did not charge my account. So we have a box of Swedish candies. Why are you looking in the camera? Why are you being creepy and standing behind me?
I guess I was gonna say something.
Look at her. She's like hiding under the table. What are you doing? Why are you crouching there? She's a croucher, guys. She always crouches everywhere. I don't know why. She's a little crouch. She's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Katie or something. Fine. Say tell everybody what you want to tell them.
No, it's not.
Now they're just looking at the curtain. If you want to say something to the audience, say something to the audience.
No.
Stop moving my camera. You're giving people motion sickness. People are gonna start having seizures and throwing up because you keep shaking the camera.
I don't keep shaking it.
I apologize for any of you out there that are now in the toilet. I apologize for her incompetence. I'm sorry.
Hey!
We're still only in 1913. We got a lot of years to go before we learn about the hippo killing, river stopping dinosaur. Okay. See what I have to deal with, guys?
Hey!
See what I have to deal with? So I can never get anything done ever.
Hey, that's not true.
Okay. The animal is said to be of a brownish gray color with smooth skin. Its size is approximately that of an elephant, so if it's a sauropod, it's a small one. and at least that of a hippopotamus. So yeah, if it's an actual sauropod, it's a relatively small one. Because I know an actual brontosaurus was like 50 feet long, and that's way, 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 way bigger than an elephant or a hippo. So it's a small sauropod. It's said to have a long and very flexible neck and only one tooth, but a very long one. And some say it is a horn. So it either has one really long tooth or one really long horn. So it's a unicorn. It's a giant reptilian unicorn.
But it didn't say that it was sticking up in the air.
It just said it has a very flexible neck and only one tooth, but a very long one. And some say it's a horn. So maybe it's a tusk. It could be a tusk. Such a weird word, tusk. It's a weird word. Like, we know it, but why?
And this is why you never get
Tusk.
anything wrong. Anything
It's
done.
just a strange word, tusk. It's like when we were watching what, Tommy Boy? Roads. Holy shnikes, sorry. A few spoke about a long, muscular tail like that of an alligator, which would be similar to what a brontosaurus would have. Alligators and crocodiles are quite similar to what dinosaurs look like, so that's probably pretty accurate if it was a dinosaur. Canoes coming near are said to be doomed. The animal is said to attack the vessels at once and kill the crews, but without eating the bodies. Again, it doesn't eat what it kills. It just kills lots of crap, but it doesn't eat them, so it's probably just aggressive and territorial. The creature is said to live in the caves that have been washed out by the river in the clay of its shores at sharp bends. So like eddies, like the curves of rivers, because when that water goes around, a lot of times it will dig out. Because I know where I'm from, we have really snaky creeks and rivers and stuff where I live, and I know if you get under those the shore of those rivers where that bend is, it will dig out. Not necessarily a cave, but almost like an overhang. Any people who are from the south and are familiar with noodling, it's the same thing. Catfish like to get in there and hide in there, but as do alligator snapping turtles. So where I'm from, you don't go around sticking your hand in random holes in the river, because generally you pull back a stub. It's just not a good idea. These people who do noodling are crazy. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm okay with having a catfish bite my hand. I know, I'm fine. I've been bitten by them. They don't have many teeth. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with a snapping turtle biting my hand, because the snapping turtle bites my hand, it's just going to bite my hand off. Catfish will swallow it. You can just kill the thing and pull your hand out. Anyways, enough about that. Anyway, so it kills people in canoes, said to live in the cave. Okay. It's said to climb the shores even at daytime to search for food. Its diet is said to be entirely vegetable. So we're still got this vegetarian, this herbivorous, dinosaur-like creature. So these are starting to kind of get more corroborated. So I think either people are all deciding that that's the story I like best, so that's the one I'm going to spread, or that people are actually starting to, focus and actually get a corroborative story here. The preferred plant, okay, this feature disagrees with a possible explanation as a myth. The preferred plant was shown to me. It was a kind of liana with large white blossoms with a milky sap and apple-like fruits. At the Sombo River, I was shown a path said to have been made by this animal in order to get at its food. The path was fresh and there were plants of the described type nearby, but since there were too many tracks of elephants, hippos, and other large mammals, it was impossible to make out a particular spore with any amount of spore? S-P-O-O-R. I'm not sure what a spore is. Not a spore, a spore. With any amount of certainty. So that right there tells me that was probably not made by a dinosaur, and probably made by elephants and hippos. Most likely. Because apparently the creature's the size of an elephant, so I feel like it'd be a lot more believable if it was believed to be, the actual size of a sauropod, which is 20 feet plus. Oh, I meant to look that up. Let's look that up real quick. Average size of a sauropod. Okay. Well, this is just a general species. This isn't specifically brontosauruses, but a brontosaurus is in the same family. What's the size? Lots bigger than a human. I can tell you that much. Alright, so the smallest one here is looking to be about 30 meters. I don't think that's right. Because 30 meters is like 90 feet. I know for a fact that the blue whale is the largest animal that ever lived on this planet in the ocean or on land. So and some of these are more like 35. 35 meters would be like 100 and 105 feet. They didn't get that big. I really would be surprised if they ever got that big. Let's see. It says the sauropod's most defining characteristic was their size. Even the dwarf sauropods were 20 feet long, 5 to 6 meters. So yeah, so even the little ones were 20 feet long, which is way bigger than an elephant. Well, let's compare. So we're just gonna go with the dwarf ones. We'll go with the smallest ones. We'll be conservative here. Alright, so now let's look up what the average size of an elephant is. Average size of an African elephant. Bush elephants are 1,300 pounds. African forest elephants are 60 pounds or 6,000 pounds. And the height of an African elephant is 11 feet. 11. So even the smallest brontosaurus are 20 feet long, which means they're at least 20 feet tall. So even the small ones are probably still noticeably larger than an adult male elephant. So this isn't holding a lot of water, is it, guys? We're also going on 20 minutes, so we've got to wrap this up quick. But yeah, basically these are all more of the same. This one says that they heard mysterious roars one night when they were looking for it. Lots of native accounts. Let's go down to the most recent, which is, oh wow, 2012. Okay, so 2009 Monster Quest. That's a Discovery Channel thing. That was crap. We'll go start there. So we'll start with 2009. These are the three last most recent ones. So in March 2009, an episode of the History Channel series Monster Quest involved William Gibbons, Rob Mullen, local guide Pierre Sima, and a two-man film crew from White Wolf Productions. It took place in Cameroon, in the region of the Dia River, Bumba River, and Nungo River, near the border with the Republic of Congo. So right in the Congo, like I originally thought. The episode aired in the summer of 2009 and also featured an interview with Roy P. McCall and Peter Beach of the Milt Marcy expedition from 2006, which was the previous one. While no sightings were reported on the expedition, the team found evidence of a creature in a cave on the other side of air vents. The team also received sonar readings of very long serpentine shapes underwater. Could be eels, could be really big snakes, who knows. 2011, Beast Hunter. National Geographic, which is History Channel, Discovery Channel, National Geographic. I believe they're all owned by the same company. So theirs is like their version of Monster Quest. This is Beast Hunter. It featured a search in the Congo Basin again. That's really all it says about that. In April 2012, Stephen McCullough and Sam Newton launched a Kickstarter campaign to fund an expedition to the Congo region to search for Mokele. Despite raising around $29,000, the expedition suffered financial difficulties and is believed to have been abandoned shortly after the party reached the Congo in July 2012. So, in conclusion, and this is part of the Wikipedia, this is according to science writer and cryptozoologist Willie Ley. While there are sufficient anecdotal accounts to suggest that there is a large and dangerous animal hiding in the shallow waters and rivers of Central Africa, the body of evidence remains insufficient for any realistic conclusions to be drawn on what the Mokele may be. That right there is cryptozoology in a nutshell. But like I said in one of my other videos, you gotta remember, we have two species that we've discovered in the last 20 years. that up until that time was believed to be a cryptid, the kraken or the giant squid. We now know that the giant squid is an actual animal. We've gotten bodies. We have found, we have video of them. Scientists have actually found them, and they've gotten pictures of them in the wild. There's also one that they discovered a few years after that was caught in a Russian fishing trawler. Caught one on accident. It was a colossal squid. Now the giant squid is the longest species of cephalopod in the world, and the colossal squid is the heaviest. They're both about the same length. They both can max out at about 40 to 50 feet, but the colossal squid looks like a pot-bellied giant squid. It's fat. It's big and round and fat, but it's like 40 feet long, so it's massive. Both of these creatures are just massive. But for a very, very long time, a lot of people, even scientists, just thought that they're like, no, we have no evidence. There's never been any evidence that anything like this has existed. Blah 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 blah, and everything. And they said it doesn't exist. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing about animals like that. Cephalopods don't have bones, so when they die and they decompose, there's nothing left except a beak. Maybe their beak, and their beaks. A giant squid beak would probably be about the size of my head, maybe a little bigger, so large, but in comparison to a 40-foot animal, that's a really, really, really small part of it to try to find. And they live in really deep water, so chances are most of those beaks of the really big ones are probably on the bottom of the ocean. That's way deeper than we can get to. To mention, are we just gonna go down 5,000 feet under the water and just start digging up the ground? Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen, because it'd just be one big smoke cloud. It would see nothing, so there's no point. Well, not a whole lot of point. There's a little point, but not much. But anyways, guys, this was kind of long-winded, a little bit long. Katie kind of butted in there and halfway through ruined it, but that's okay. But yeah. So it's just a little bit. Remember, this all came from Wikipedia, so you can't necessarily believe everything. But at the same time, this series isn't about believing. It's a series about thinking. It's about thinking, wouldn't it be cool if there was a giant sauropod that lived in Africa? Like, wouldn't it be cool if dinosaurs were still real? That'd be awesome. It'd be like Jurassic Park, but real. We didn't have to clone frogs to do it. Or hire Steve Gutenberg. Or Jeff Goldblum, that's who it was, sorry. I forget his name, Steve Gutenberg, Jeff Goldblum. They look similar, sorry. But yeah. I'm the Cranky Yankee, and this has been the first episode of Does It Exist? So, does it exist? Only you can decide that. Only you guys can decide whether or not it's real. Until next time, I'm the Cranky Yankee. Like and subscribe if you come across this video. Leave a comment if you feel so inclined. And if you want to suggest anything for me, anything that you guys know that you've heard about and said, hey, that sounds interesting, I'd like to know more about that. Let me know. I'll do some research. I'll pull from what I already know, and I'll look up some more stuff. I got a great bunch of websites too that deal with this type of fringe science and cryptids and whatnot that are more reputable than Wikipedia, I promise you. This was just a quick kind of practice one, first one, see if anybody likes it. If I get a good response, I'll do more. And I'll do more with more research. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Until I am the Cranky Yankee. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next one.